Good evening. You are welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I give reference to God Almighty, the creator that was not created, and I ask that He take control of whatever we're going to do this evening. So, I want to talk about Christians and herbs. Christians and herbs. As Christians, should we use herbs or not? As Christians, should we use nature or not? Now, the truth still remains. I know some of you are coming from my other channel to this particular one. Some people are just finding this channel on their own. If you're coming from my other channel, you will understand, you get to understand that I am a believer of nature, even as Christian. I am a believer that God created nature for me to use as long as I do not replace these natures that He created with Him. That is, as long as I do not worship these natures as my God, you understand? But acknowledging that God created it for me to use, then I am good to go. Now, there is something that has always drawn my attention because of my other channel. Some persons will come to me and tell me, oh, I am a Christian. Please, I don't want to offend God though. Is it good that I use this thing? And my answer will always be, I don't know. Like, I will withdraw myself from such people. You know why? If you call yourself a Christian, you should have a discerning spirit. If you call yourself a Christian, that's a Christian not just by mouth, that have a relationship with God, you should not allow somebody to tell you what to use and what not to use. You should be able to communicate with the Creator, which is God. That is, being a Christian does not make you, how do I put it? Christianity is a name. Like we have different religions. So being a Christian does not mean, you understand what I'm trying to say. So if you coming to ask someone, taking permission from someone, asking them if it is good for you to use this because you don't want to offend God, haba, then you are not even in tune or in a relationship with that God you don't want to offend. Because if you are, you should have a dialogue, a quiet time, communication time. God, is this thing I'm doing or is this thing I want to do, is it good? I'm going to tell us some places in the Bible where God talks about herbs and all that, and where some names of herbs are mentioned in the Bible. Some herbs I use personally, we know about. Now, but before then, please, would you mind joining my other channel where I teach about using these natural things for health purpose. This is for health purpose, for how to take care of your health. Very, very important, so that you also know that these herbs God created, found in your kitchen, you can use it to take care of your health. The link to that my channel will be in the comment section. This is my channel, for not my main channel. Thank you. Now, before we proceed, I want us to look at some places in the Bible. Luke 11:42. But woe unto you, Pharisees, for you tithe mint. Please, what is mint? Mint is a herb we use now. We use mint for health purpose. We use mint for spiritual purpose. Mint is a herb that draws favor, goodness, blessing. Yes. And rue. Rue is a herb. It's a foreign herb. I use rue. I know what rue looks like. Mostly we don't have it in Nigeria. It's imported. Rue is used for cleansing. A cleansing bath to remove negative energies. Okay, mint and rue and every herb. You can read with me Luke 11:42. And neglect justice and the love of God. And neglect justice and the love of God. This you ought to have done without neglecting the order. This you ought to have done without neglecting the order. Now, just like what I was saying earlier, you do not replace these things with God. Yes, He has created this for us. He is aware of them. But as Christian, it's not bad or evil for you to use these things that God created in His own image. Now, let's look at this part of the Bible. What God and God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be food. Now, to you it shall be food. God gave us this knowledge when he said to you it shall be food. Now there are some people that discover how to use these things as food, right? That such knowledge can only come from God. There are some people that discover how to use these things as medicine, right? Such knowledge can only come from God. There are some people that discover that you can also use these things spiritually, like you burn incense. Just like we burn incense. Do you know that incense are herbs also? That is the real incense, not these ones you are seeing. You understand? Then, why then do Christians think if you use herb, nature, for spiritual purpose, it's evil? I'm not trying to change your belief. Ye are the salt of the world. You can use the salt to cook. But when it means, oh, okay, drop this salt in your bath water to clean off negative energy, reading some psalms into it, praying into it, asking God to use this to remove whatever blockages that is coming your this, you understand? The next thing you hear is, it is evil. I'm a Christian. I'm this and this. One thing I've come to understand with some of us Christians is we choose our sin. As long as my sin is different from yours, you are holy in that side. I don't know if you understand. As long as maybe, for example, I am fighting, then you are keeping malice. So if I see you that is keeping malice, but you're not fighting, I'll say, oh, this one is a sinner. You understand what I'm trying to say? Please, I am not changing your belief like I stated earlier, but these herbs, roots, fruits, and all that are created by God for our own use as Christian. Please, let's learn to use it as medicine. Let's learn to use it for our health purpose, food purpose, and also spiritual purpose, if it is something you would want to do. Herbs created by God are not evil. They are not evil as long as you are not crossing your boundary as Christian, if you know what I mean. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you.